and the sacrament. One has been saying for me, I want to know how do I behave while before the Holy Eucharist. But remember, it's a celebration. So it's a full ritual. And at one moment, it's a sacrament. So I want to begin from that reality. So the reality is here. Dear Catholics, how do we behave during Catholic celebrations? Like Mass, Holy Rosary, Adoration, what else? And I'm a teacher training, so yes. Rosary recitation, in the celebration in the Catholic Church. So it's very real here. You see the front seats? They are very free. They are very free. So Catholics, we always want to be behind. We follow the other gospel that when you got the party, don't sit in front. Sit behind so that they come for you and they put you where you belong. Because we follow that principle, that gospel literally, and sometimes we are missing out. Some people are flaunting themselves, they are leaving us behind. You go to a funeral girl, a funeral boy, hey, Mass. So that's my starting point, because the Eucharist is a celebration. I prepared my presentation. The Eucharist, you can understand it theoretically or theologically. Doctrinal, I have tried saying some doctrines about the Eucharist, biblically from the Bible. You can understand it liturgically, because that's a celebration. Understand it liturgically, historically, and catechetically. Catechesis, omujiji. That's what we studied. But I want my presentation to base just on history and catechesis. I will not bring theology. The doctrines, too much doctrines, they may take our heads off. Maybe if a question comes, then we can go on the other in that line. So historically, we want to understand what's this word, Eucharist. Because we may be saying it, even some questions are beginning from there. What is it? Eucharist, or Holy Eucharist. So this word was coiled. It was just coiled. It's not a word from the gospel. Do we find any word Eucharist in the Gospels? Can you trace it? Some people ask, but why are you saying the rosaries? Are they in the Bible? For sure, I tell you, I have my Bible here. You can read it from page 1 to the last page. You will not find the word rosary. For sure, it's not there. But what we say, everything is good. St. Padre Pio said, you cannot trace the word rosary from the Bible, but you can trace the whole Bible in the rosary. That's the logic in it. The word rosary is not in the Bible, but the whole Bible is in the deeds of the rosary. Because you begin it by praying the name of the Father, it's in the Bible. Our Father is in the Bible. The Creed is in the Bible. Hail Mary is in the Bible. The Transfiguration is in the Bible. So the whole Bible is in the rosary. So that is it even for the Holy Eucharist. So the word was coined after the mission of what was happening. It is a Greek word called Eucharistia. Eucharistia, that's the Greek word. So the English just brought Eucharistia to Holy Eucharist. Eucharistia, it is they combine two words, Eu and Charis. So they made Eucharistia. Eu means good or well. Charis means grace or favor. Charis means grace or favor. So a good favor, or looking for good grace, a well-formed grace. That's how they coined the word Eucharistia, meaning thanksgiving. So the whole process of Eucharistia means thanksgiving. So that's a literal meaning and etymological meaning of this word, Eucharistia. Now we are talking about Eucharistia, not the sacrament, because at this moment the sacrament was not yet there. Even Jesus was not yet born. For the Greeks, they had the Thanksgiving. So the groups would meet in Thanksgiving, and they have some drinks, some eats. So even during the time of Jesus, this program or this idea was there. They could meet in groups. Then the elders would serve them some drinks and some eats. And they call it Eucharistia. In Thanksgiving, the elders would invite people. They tell them something about their life or their Greek laws or the message from their Roman emperors. Then at the end, they have that symposium, some logistics. So they eat, they drink, they share. It was a celebration. So when Jesus came, he Christianized this celebration, and by making it a recurrent celebration during the Last Supper. The Last Supper. That's that's what we believe, that when the sacrament of Holy Eucharist came to be. So it is biblical. At the Last Supper on Holy Thursday, that's when Jesus made significant that this is now the sacrament, and entered in liquid from there. But the celebration were there, and they just brought the other thing of the Eucharistia, and Jesus made it now a sacrament, something new or something holy. And I think this is how even the elders, or this Mapera and the Mass, Christianized us. They found some rituals we are doing as cultures. They say, now, this is what you are doing. We must put some flesh to make it spiritual, to make it holy. And they gave it a Christian name. So this is how it happened, or the history of the sacrament of Holy Eucharist. So during the Apostolic age, in the early church, when Jesus was already crucified, dead and resurrected, so the apostles had to take up the throne. History says that these people were under persecution. Christianity moved from Jerusalem to different regions. The Orthodox Church, what we call Orthodox Church, to West Africa, Carthage and what. Then the Latin Church in Rome. Then Jerusalem Church remained in Jerusalem, in Israel. But because of persecution, and Israel was the center of commerce, so religion went different ways. Now let us settle, because we are in the Roman Catholic Church. That's the church in Rome, not the church in Jerusalem. Jerusalem was an Eucharistia meal. Then now we want to go direct to the church in Rome. So the church in Rome, those Christians who moved to Rome, the persecutions escalated when they were there in Rome. So a certain movement began to persecute these Christians. They went to pray in the catacombs. They called them catacombs. I don't know how we can call them now. Maybe tombs, or like now this is like a catacomb, because there is something up. They would go in the caves just to hide. So they had codes. You know that if you find a code on a tree, it is directing you somewhere. What is giving you time to meet. That's how they were communicating. That's how we were finding the letters on the cross, on what. People were even abusing their leaders, but in codes. So they could encode their message. You'll be moving, you find a stone there is a certain code, they're directing you to a certain catacomb. So what were they doing in the catacombs? They go there, they read the word of God. Remember, at this time it was not the Bible, but the Greek texture or literature, the Old Testament. That's what they were reading. They read, they understand, they begin or they baptize somewhere. Then at the end, they have communion, a meal for the brothers who have come. So those persecutors went to the emperor and they told him, these people, they are hiding somewhere. We don't know what they are doing. And we don't know what they are eating. Maybe they are eating flesh of people. Maybe they were people from Nakai. They were eating flesh of people. Then the emperor called them, all wanted to trace them, but they couldn't. So that's one point. Christians eat people. Christians eat people. What do you eat during your communion? Why are you eating it while hiding? That was the history. So, at one moment, the Roman Empire was burnt. I think you know this history. The Roman Empire was the chief of the empire was burnt. Then the emperor never hesitated and said, these Christians, they are the ones who have burnt my empire. So that's how they traced everyone to begin the persecution, and that's how Saint Peter, the first pope, was killed. The upside down. So now religion or communion in the catacombs ended, and they came out now to face the reality. Not eating from the catacombs, but praying and rituals. Like in Uganda, if you have some Baganda here, what are some of the rituals? You know the ritual of dancing with the twins? Child naming, initiation. What about Banyankole? What are some of the rituals? Nankole. Yes? What are some of the what are some of the rituals? And there are certain things they do. Some in hiding, others in public. There are certain things they do. So even this began as a ritual. But remember, also a ritual is a set of rites that are performed. So these people were performing some rituals. That's why the emperor said, because of your rituals, you have now destroyed my empire. Maybe they were barbaric rituals. That's what they thought. And one of the rituals, what we are doing, eating some things in hiding. They didn't know that it is Holy Eucharist. But for them, they knew that this is what Christ told us. Because Christ told them, if you want to stay together, you must perform this every day. It was a ritual to be performed every day in order to keep them intact. But for them, it was not yet holy. They just know that we do it as thanksgiving, as communion, as a meal, to do it every day in order to keep our bond. But we all know from our cultures that if you want to put people together, give them food. In the Uganda, when they come, give them food. Give them what to eat. It's something normal and logical, that you don't keep people hungry. They have come to pray, give them food, they will continue come. And that's how the missionaries also did it in Africa or in Uganda here. You come, they give you some sweets, then tomorrow you will come again. That's how the name Chawanga was, Sekamidai in Masaka was called. You come, they give you something, they give you a medal. This is God. In time to come, you will have much money. Just a medal. Then you go, even tomorrow you will come and work and you build a big church, they give you a medal. So that is Sekamidai. That's how they used to help others. So because it was a ritual to be performed, this is how the church, when it became organized, so now this ritual, the rites that are performed, is now a celebration of eating and meeting. We must be communion. It is what we call liturgy. It's what we call liturgy. The rites that are performed daily. In a liturgy, we have the liturgy of the Eucharist, and the celebration. And we have paraliturgies or paraliturgical, the rosaries, oil of the cross, veneration of what? Those are paraliturgical, outside the normal celebration. So now we are coming to the celebration, liturgically celebration of the Holy Eucharist. So our stand should be that we are talking about the Eucharist as a celebration, as a whole. From your preparation, from your room, up to when the Father said, Mass is ended, go in. That is Eucharist. So don't say that Eucharist is only the species of bread and wine. So it is a full celebration. Then we also talk about Eucharist as a sacrament. So that's the history behind this celebration. It's a ritual that Christ commanded the apostles in order to stay intact, celebrate or do these rites or set of rites every day. So Eucharistia or communion was done on a daily basis. So canonical. Now let us leave the history and come. Canonical. If you read in the code of the canon law, this is what we call the code of the canon law. It can be in different places, but still the message is the same, or interpretations, but the message is the same. The code of the canon law gives a full topic. This code has 4 books, 4 of them books. Like in the Bible, we have the Deuterocanonical books, we have the Gospel books, and the letters. So this has 7 books. So it gives a full book on the sacraments. So the code can trace, even you can write code from Canon 897 to Canon 923 says that the Christian faithful, those are the people who meet together for a common meal. The Christian faithful are to hold the most holy Eucharist in highest honor, taking an active part in the celebration of the August Sacrament, taking an active part, receiving this sacrament most devoutly and frequently, and worshipping it with the highest adoration. That is Canon 897. Christian faithful are to hold the most holy Eucharist in the highest honor, taking one active participation in the celebration, receiving this sacrament most devoutly and frequently, and worshipping it to the highest order. So we must actively participate in the Eucharist. We receive the sacrament devoutly, frequently, and adore it in the highest order. So that's the code, or that's the canon, the norm, the law of the church. As Christians, if you are baptized, the code or canon 1 says that all these laws, they are only concerned about the baptized. If you are not baptized, these laws, you are out of the bounds. So you are not bound to follow these laws. Canon 1 says that those who are baptized. So it also brings the other question: why are the Catholics having pride in this holy sacrament and saying it's only for them only? Then we shall answer, what about the other people, the Protestants, the Orthodox, the Pentecostals? What are they doing? I'm only talking about the Eucharist in the Catholic Church. Then I see them also they bring some chicken and some biscuits with the mirinda, they begin to please take. You have a child, will also give me. I don't know their theology. I'm talking about the theology of the Catholic Church. So that's canonical. And the canonical says who is to receive the Holy Sacrament, baptize the Catholic, having received the sacraments of initiation. And we know the sacraments of initiation. The sacraments of initiation: baptism, penance, and So this is taking me where I want to go and sit, where I want to stay. Because I want to go now based on the Eucharist in the catechesis. So that's where I want to go. So in our catechesis, what are the sacraments of initiation?
Baptism and confirmation.
This Bible is called the Catholic answer Bible. Has those questions and answers at its back. Can help us catechetically for those simple questions. Because we have 7 sacraments, and they are divided into sacraments of initiation and sacraments of service. So, baptism, penance, Holy Eucharist, those are sacraments of initiation. They initiate somebody into a family, into a community. And we remember during our rituals, cultural rituals, the ritual of initiation, particularly in Banyako, the initiation, namely, they end with a meal. So the initiation process ends with a meal, the Eucharist. So after receiving the Eucharist, you get power in order to grow. You are named during baptism, you are cleansed from your bajajjas during penance, then you are given a meal because you belong to a family in the Holy Eucharist. Then you are left there to grow. They just support you. That's why they give you a God parent. So the God parent knows that now you are ready, then they take you to confirmation. You are growing. It's a process. It's a process. So now this sacrament is received by those people, by baptized Christians who have undergone, who have received the sacraments of initiation. At what age? Then you can ask, at what age is our church telling us to receive First Holy Communion? The Code of Canonical says at least at the age of 7. At least. Even they tell us if a parent brings a child when he's 6 years, please wait. Be undergoing some instructions at exact date you will. These sacraments are given, some sacraments are given at confirmation, at least 13 years. First Holy Communion, at least 7 years. Marriage, 18. Yes, marriage?
Depends on the happen.
So, says, for a female Christian, have matrimony at least at the age of 14. And the male, let us begin. And the male at least 16. That's the code. Because it's all embracing all the cultures and all countries. But the same code, Code 4 says, Canon 4 says, this code must go in line with the codes of the region. So it must be in line with the laws of Uganda. So Uganda, 18. Not 21. 18.
In Uganda, you're an adult at 18 for employment purposes. But you're still a child. So you're legally an adult at 21. Yes, 18 you can get employed, but you're not fully an adult.
You're an adult. You're not married.
A child is the person, sorry, an adult is the person above 18 years for employment purposes.
Continue. Because the laws change every day. Every day. For that is holy matrimony. For ordination, a baptized male at least having reached at the age of 25. You cannot become a deacon before you reach 25. If you are 24, 23, the bishop will say, please wait until you reach 25. What will you say? You'll be there and wait before you reach 35 years. This now, according to this code, but there are those who became bishop when they were 18. Yes, they just find you there and they take you. You can't be our bishop. That is history. With the other Friday, now our target is on Holy Eucharist. Why did I bring this? Because I want to say now, Eucharist in our catechetical manner. Catechetical meaning of Eucharist. So dear friends, what's the meaning of Holy Eucharist in your language? What for us Catholics, every day you go in Mass and they give you that kagat. How is it helping you every day? How can you defend yourself that this is not kagati? Really, it is Mukama wange Yesu Kristu yemin, my King, and this is his body. Are you man eater now? No? You are eating the body, the blood, even the spirit, even a king. You are eating the king. And that's what the empire said. That you guys, what are you eating from there? That's why you have destroyed my empire. Even you have eaten it. So I think the accusations were original and they were correct, but in their mind, they could not put the holy thing in accusation. Because these people were saying, that's when we are there, we are eating our Lord. So was the empire wrong to say that you are eating people, or you are eating flesh? And I think that accusation still occurs even today. Someone can find you, and I say, but you Catholics, you are man eaters. Because every day you go in your Mass, you eat your kagati, and you say it is Jesus, it is somebody. That's how they come. So what do you have at the back of your mind when they tell you that this is just a representation? And at what grade of faith do you have that you can now have it in hand that this is real Jesus Christ? It's not a piece of bread. Now this is where we go, that Eucharistia, it's a sacrament. It's a mystery. Can you understand the mystery? No, you can't understand. And that's where we are taught from the catechetical classes. And now we want to come to another level. From the catechesis, from the Mujiji to another level. Because there was pyramid, it's like this. When you are going there, go like this. Put your tongue. And we are just told to do rituals. And now we want to perform the rituals actively and devoutly. Now we go biblical. John, the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 35. That's what is on our flyer. John, chapter 6, verse 35. It says, so they said to him, Sir, give us this bread always. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never hunger, and whoever believes in me will never thirst. What's the importance of the Holy Eucharist in our lives? Whoever comes to me will have life, will never hunger, and whoever believes in me will never thirst. The major significance of the Holy Eucharist is to have life. What's the major importance of food? Or water, glass of water. What about food? To get energy. To sustain life. Sustain life. I think this is the Eucharist. This is the meal. But now, which kind of life? That's where we are going. First point, one of the significance, the Eucharist as a daily meal. Eucharist as a daily meal. So we say we eat food to get energy, to sustain life. We drink water to quench our thirst. What about the Holy Eucharist? We may ask ourselves, how many meals do you take on a normal day? Please, leave alone this campus life. To have energy, to be moving. And even the brain to be working. It's a normal person. How many times do you take a class in a week?
If possible. But I don't do Saturday, so I can take 6 times.
Two bodies. We have a body we sustain with the 4 meals. Yeah? And we have seen what we eat. And we also have a spirit that we sustain once a day. It's not original, it's not normal that you can take Christ twice a day. Very few people who can do that. Maybe if you attend Mass 3 times a day, you are eligible to take Christ. Whatever Mass you participate in. If you are there active, you are free to take Christ because it's a meal. If you can take food 4 times, what about this meal? So it's that. So this is our normal Catholic. Taking 4 meals a day, and then take for at least 6 times a week. Then there are some of us. Jesus. There are some of us who take all the 4 normal meals, but we spend a month, a year, a decade, without taking Jesus Christ. So the body will be moving, and the body is very healthy, but the spirit is slimming, it's very hungry. So you are feeding the body, the physical one, but your spiritual life is fading away. So this is one of the significance of the Holy Eucharist. Eucharist as our daily meal. We are all encouraged as we take breakfast, lunch, and supper to sustain our body, our life. We must be eager, or we encourage also to partake of Christ to sustain the spiritual life, to sustain the soul. Because the body, a soul is like a motor that moves the body. So that's one. Then we may ask ourselves, what are some of the things that make us miss this daily meal? Because Christ says you must do it daily. What are some of the things? Please help me. I feel we should not get theological. We should come on the ground. Set the motor seat. Lying in motor seat for the venue. You know where you're taking us. Yes? Fornication. There will be a hand here. What? Sloth. Please make it simple for us. Laziness. Spiritual laziness. Yes.
Greed.
Greed. Witchcraft. Occult practices. Nogena nokuma muchoka. Pride. Murder.